Is that reasonable? How about that?
Just hold it down. There we go.
You don't want to silence me.
No, you don't need too much amplification.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Thirty seconds. Well, it's 8 o'clock, or 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock where I'm from. Just looked at my watch and been fooled for the 10th time. I'm Larry Farmer from Brigham Young University. This presentation, there were 3 of us scheduled for this. Matt Gardner from Penn State and Rebecca Purdom from Vermont Law School. Rebecca ran into some airline difficulties yesterday and didn't make it here, and so her part of the program was to discuss asynchronous distance learning, that is, distance learning that isn't a simultaneous connection between the participants and the instructor or instructors. And so that part of the program, given that Rebecca is the expert on that, for those that came for that, we apologize, but we'll cover our portions. Both Matt and I are interested and have a substantial experience with video related distance learning endeavors and projects, and so we'll be covering that. As you see up here, actually the picture up here is from a seminar at Penn State Law School, and that we spent an hour working with the students on a project from BYU. Our dean happened to wander into the room at the end of the hour, so we sat him down, and we've got a picture of our dean with the students at Penn State. This is one of their distance classrooms. The reason that we're both interested in this and that it seems like a reasonable topic for a CALI session is that video communications are an exploding area of development in technology. Video communications have emerged in the last few years on all kinds of devices using a variety of platforms, and they give you an illustration of this. That's the ubiquitous nature of them. They're becoming ubiquitous. In short order, they will be ubiquitous. It seems clear if trends continue, and I don't see any reason that the current trends, upward trending use and variety and functionality of video communications shouldn't continue. They're of better quality than they were just a few years ago. You can now have high-definition web cameras that you can attach to your computers and laptops and other devices, built-in web cameras, high-definition web cameras, that can communicate with similar devices. They're less expensive. Video conferencing technology has been enormously expensive, still continues to be for certain types of video conferencing installations, and but there is a low end now that is of better quality and more conveniently available that is much less expensive than anything that has been available before. This technology is easier to use. Things like FaceTime on the iPhone, iPads, desktop video conferencing, all of these are comparatively easy to use compared to anything just a few years ago, actually. They're more reliable. Places like a classroom situation, the least reliable part of video conferencing I've found is audio. Video is fine now. A lot of that's been mastered, and you'll get, we teach a class and seldom have trouble with the video, but if we don't get the audio just right, it can be a nuisance. And they're more mobile. So you bring all of that together, and that's why, at least to me, I see a trend of increased use, both in terms of the number of users, the variety of things video conferencing is used for, and its accessibility in terms of cost and convenience. Just to illustrate this, these are some snippets of various kinds of video conferencing services that are available, and vendors and various devices that they're available on. Up in the upper left-hand corner is the standard video conferencing endpoint that has been the dominant technology up to this point, connected to bridges and routers and gateways and servers and other very expensive devices. And then right next to it is an Android phone, and down below in the lower, where is the iPhone? Somewhere in there. And the iPad, low-end, highly mobile devices that you can see WebEx is now available on the Android and the iPad. Video, which is a video conferencing utility you may not be aware of, is available on mobile devices. Skype now has group video conferencing available as one of its services, and that's available on, you can see down here in the right here that Skype is now mobile as well with respect to video conferencing. So you have and then down, of course, in the lower left-hand corner, something that's hard to imagine might show up in a law school is telepresence. Video conferencing, enormously expensive, but remarkably lifelike and engaging, and it would have good prospects for those that use this want to use this technology for classroom or related kinds of purposes. So that's just an overview of the motivation that we have for spending our time pursuing, not just because the technology is there, but because it has enticing and inviting aspects to it as you think creatively about the task of teaching and legal education and the variety of functions that legal education supports, both in terms of this outside experiences that students get through externships, clinical programs, and then the range of things that you can do to unbound the boundaries of the law school to extend the experience of students and extend the law school out to students. There are three schools that we're going to talk about today. One is Penn State, and I won't cover that now. Matt's going to cover that. You'll have to keep time for me, Matt.
All right.
I get lost in these things. Penn State Dickinson School of Law, which probably, although the state of technology is such that it probably has the most remarkable video conferencing technology facilities in the country right now, perhaps in the world for a law school, although this fine new law school has remarkable capabilities, and some that, because it's 2 years newer, age some of the things that are at Penn State right now. It doesn't make them obsolete, but it makes you wish you could always wait 2 more years to put your installation in. And Matt's going to tell you about that. North Carolina Central Law School. Greg Clinton gave a presentation, I think it was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, anyway, about some of the things that they've been doing. He couldn't be here this morning, and so he asked me to, if I would, well, I asked him, and he gave me the permission to describe just a couple of facilities that they have. For example, nobody has telepresence in a law school classroom, right? North Carolina Central does. They just put in a telepresence system, looks exactly like that. Can seat 18 people in the room. Now, why would you put something like that in, and who would you talk to? Well, not only did they put it in at their law school, they put mobile units in every legal services office in the state of North Carolina under their grant. And so they now are scheduled to hold seminars, bring in specialists, bring in clients at legal services office, give them presentations, bring in the students that are out as externs with their clients, with the legal services people, and begin to have a dialogue that both benefits the clients, their students, and the legal services providers in the state of North Carolina. And not only that, their grant provided for 4 satellite rooms like this that are smaller in scope, and 4 universities in North Carolina, so that they could be set up to both at the university level and at the law school level to explore what they might do with this technology. Now, if you're not familiar with telepresence, I assume everyone is. Are you familiar with raise your hand if you're not familiar with it. Okay. Telepresence, if you see on the upper right-hand corner, you see a wall that has 4 really large monitors on it that are blended together so it looks like a continuous screen. And the tables are set up so that when you sit at the table and look at the screen, it looks like you're looking across the table at another party sitting at the table. And it gives you high-definition video to the extent that the endpoints can capture it and that your internet lines can feed it properly to you, of parties on the other side. And then there are these pop-ups right here in front of every seat where content like PowerPoints or shared documents can pop up on the screen. If someone at someone anywhere in this process sends one of those documents, then all of the people see it, at least in the telepresence room, and then at the endpoints, depending on how they display their content. So it's a really state-of-the-art facility for communicating in an engaging, lifelike way with other parties using video technology. Yes?
You indicated that they got a grant for this or part of this. Do you know, can you tell us anything about where they got the grant?
I don't know actually where they got the grant. It was Greg Clinton applied for it, got it. It was on the order of oh, yes.
I know that the federal government Title III grants
Okay.
for a state institution.
Okay. $2 million, was it?
The proposal was put together by our technology director, Greg Clinton, and our clinical director, Pam Gleason.
Okay.
So they're in partnership.
And that speaks to why it's so well structured to serve the needs of the clinic at North Carolina Central. In any case, that isn't their only claim to fame. They also have a virtual classroom that a virtual classroom, if you look up here, you'll see that they can bring up 16 simultaneous pictures of students or people who are connecting to their virtual classroom. The virtual classroom is like an office, a wood-paneled office, nice desk, technology for recording and presenting. The instructor sits in front of this panel.